Hello students, in this video we will talk about accident and incident prevention and investigation. You must ensure that all accidents and near misses are thoroughly investigated. Almost all accidents can be prevented. Only about 2% are beyond our control, while the rest depend on our actions. Remember, accident investigation is not about assigning blame, it's about finding the causes so we can prevent them from happening again. So, the objective of this lecture is that you need to understand the importance of investigating situations thoroughly. Begin by knowing what specific aspects require investigation. Your goal is to determine the causes behind any accidents or issues that arise. It is crucial for you to identify and the appropriate methods of investigation to gather accurate information. You must recognize the necessity of being both thorough and comprehensive in your approach to ensure nothing is overlooked. You need to identify the methods that can help prevent similar incidents in the future. Lastly, seek out sources of assistance or expertise that can support you in this process. So now we'll talk about what is an accident. You need to understand what an accident is. An accident is any undesired or unplanned event that occurs during employment and results in physical injury or damage to property, or even the possibility of such injury or damage. It is also important for you to address near miss situations. These are events that did not cause injury or damage this time but had the potential to do so. Recognizing and understanding both accidents and near misses is essential for maintaining a safe environment. Accident causes. You need to understand two key concepts related to workplace safety. Number one is unsafe act. This refers to an action taken by either the injured person, another person, or both, which directly led to the accident. It involves human behavior that contributes to an unsafe situation. Then we have the unsafe condition. This is about an environmental factor or a hazardous situation that caused the accident, regardless of any actions taken by employees. It could be something in the workplace environment that is inherently dangerous. Knowing the difference between an unsafe act and an unsafe condition will help you better identify and address potential safety hazards. Now you need to understand the accident causation model to identify how accidents happen and how to prevent them. Here is the breakdown of the model. Results of the accident, which is harm or damage. This is the outcome of the accident, which could involve harm to people or damage to the property. Then we have the incident or the contact. This refers to the actual event where contact or an accident occurs, leading to the results mentioned above. Immediate causes or the symptoms. These are the direct, obvious reasons that cause the accident. Think of them as the symptoms you see right away. Then you have the basic causes or the real problems. These are the underlying deeper issues that led to the immediate causes. They represent the root of the problem that needs to be addressed to prevent future accidents. By understanding this model, you can effectively analyze accidents and take steps to prevent them in future. Results of accidents. You need to recognize the different results of an accident so you can understand the range of potential outcomes and their severity. So physical harm, this can vary widely in its impact. It can be catastrophic, involves multiple deaths, death of fatality resulting from the accident, disabling, lost time or major serious injuries that cause disability or require significant time away from work, serious injuries that are severe but not life threatening, minor, less severe injuries that may require minimal medical attention, notifiable injuries that must be reported to authorities, Compensatable injuries where the affected person is entitled to compensation. Property damage, the severity of damage to property can also vary. Catastrophic means extensive damage to the property that may lead to the total loss. Major means significant damage requiring substantial repairs or replacement. Serious, noticeable damage that affects functionality but is not as extensive. Minor, minimal damage that can be easily repaired. By understanding these categories, you will be better equipped to assess the consequences of accidents and take appropriate action. Incident contact. You need to be familiar with different types of incidents that involve contact as they help you understand how accidents can happen. Struck against, when someone accidentally hits or bumps into something. Struck by, when a person is hit by a moving object. Fall to below, when someone falls from one level to a lower level. Falls on the same level, when someone slips or trips and falls on the same surface they were standing on. Caught on, when clothing or body parts get caught on something. Caught in, when someone gets trapped inside equipment or machinery. Caught between, when a person is caught between two objects, often causing crushing injuries. Overexertion, injuries resulting from excessive physical effort like lifting or pushing too hard. Chemical contact, when someone comes into contact with harmful chemicals. You should also know about different types of contact with hazardous factors. Electricity, electrical shock or burns from contact with live wires or equipment. Plant and equipment, accidents involving machinery or tools. And then we have the noise or vibration, harm caused by excessive noise or vibration. Hazardous substances, exposure to dangerous chemicals or materials. Radiation, exposure to harmful radiation sources. Heat and cold, injuries from extreme temperatures. Then we have the animals or insects, bites, stings or attacks from animals or insects. Microbiological agents, exposure to harmful bacteria, viruses or other microorganisms. Knowing these types of incidents helps you identify potential hazards and prevent accidents from occurring. Now we will talk about the immediate causes, standard practices. You need to understand the immediate causes of accidents to address them effectively. These causes are divided into standard practices and standard conditions. So we will start with standard practices. Operating with authority. Always ensure you have the proper authorization to perform a task. Use serviceable equipment. Make sure the equipment you use is in good working condition. Use equipment properly. Operate all equipment according to the manufacturer's guidelines and instructions. Use of PPE where required. Wear personal protective equipment whenever it is necessary for your safety. Correct lifting. Practice proper lifting techniques to avoid strain or injury. No drinking and drugs. Avoid alcohol and drugs that can impair your ability to work safely. No horseplay. Refrain from any behavior that could lead to accidents such as fooling around or distractions. Secure equipment, okay, or warnings. Always secure tools and equipment and provide adequate warnings where needed. Standard conditions, effective guards and devices. Ensure that all machinery has proper guards and safety devices in place. Then you have serviceable tools and equipment. Use tools and equipment that are well maintained and in good condition. Adequate warning systems. Ensure there are clear warning systems for potential dangers. Good housekeeping. Keep the workplace clean and free of clutter. Non-polluted environment. Work in an environment free from harmful pollutants. Noise control. Excessive noise levels to prevent hearing damage. Hazardous substances. Properly manage and store hazardous materials. Good illumination and ventilation. Ensure the workplace is well lit and has proper airflow. Good working storage and traveling space. Maintain sufficient and clear spaces for working, storing materials and moving around safely. By following these practices and maintaining these conditions, you help to minimize the immediate causes of accidents and create a safer work environment. Now we will talk about the basic causes. You need to understand the basic causes of accidents, which are often less obvious but crucial to identify and address. These causes fall into four main categories: personal factors, lack of knowledge or skill. You might not have the necessary knowledge or skills to perform a task safely. Improper motivation. Your motivation to perform tasks correctly and safely might not be aligned with safety standards. Physical or mental uh, conditions. Physical limitations or mental health conditions could affect your ability to work safely. Then you have the literacy or ability. Language barriers or limited literacy can impact your understanding of safety protocols. Job factor, physical environment. The physical conditions of the workplace, like poor lighting or ventilation, can create risks. Substandard equipment. Using equipment that isn't up to standard or is faulty can lead to accidents. Abnormal usage, equipment or tools used in a ways that weren't designed for can pose dangers. Wear and tear, normal wear and tear on tools, equipment, and facilities can create hazards if not properly maintained. Inadequate standards, if safety understand standards are not clearly defined or followed, risks increases. Design and maintenance, poor design or lack of maintenance can lead to dangerous situations. Purchasing standards, poor or you can say buying low quality or inappropriate equipment can introduce new hazards. Then you have the supervisory performance, where you start with inadequate instructions. If you are not given clear instructions, you may not know how to perform tasks safely. Failures of SOPs, when standard procedures are not properly established or followed, accidents are more likely to occur. Rules not enforced. If safety rules are not consistently enforced, they lose their effectiveness. Hazards not corrected. Hazards that are not identified but not that are identified but not corrected can lead to accidents. Devices not provided. If safety devices or equipment are not available, you are at a higher risk. Management policy and decisions. Set measurable standards. Management needs to establish clear, measurable safety standards. Measure work in progress. Regularly check if the ongoing work meets safety standards. Evaluate work versus standards. Compare actual performance with the set standards to identify any gaps. Correct performance if necessary. Take corrective actions when performance does not meet safety standards. By understanding these basic causes, you can identify areas that needed improvement and help